From WPTV, this is Today on 5 at 11.
Hi there. A lot to get to this morning, including the governor's first State of the State address happening any moment now.
That's right. But first, let's get a check of your weather with Storm Team 5 meteorologist Katya Hall. A little bit of a cloudy start to the day.
Yeah, some clouds working its way through the area. We'll see clouds on the increase throughout the day, and we even have a 40% chance for rain. And then we're going to dry out and cool down. Here's a look at temperatures over the last 24 hours, and you can see that front working its way down the state, where you can see temperatures 27 degrees cooler than what we felt 24 hours ago. Tampa, 21 degrees cooler compared to 24 hours ago, and you can see that front continuing to make its way down the state. Vero Beach looks like that front is starting to pass through your area. 13 degrees cooler compared to 24 hours ago. So for us locally, you can see temperatures are starting to drop down. That front hasn't made its way through our viewing area all the way just yet, but it will do so as we head into the day. Here's a look at temperatures right now. 68 at Vero Beach, 68 in Okeechobee, 72 in Indiantown, low 80s in West Palm Beach. So a big temperature drop from Vero Beach, where that front has passed through, to West Palm Beach right now at 81 degrees. Don't worry, the cooler air will filter into your area as well. As we head into this afternoon, upper 70s throughout the day with that 40% chance for some rainfall. So don't leave the door without an umbrella, because you might need it. However, heading into tomorrow, drier air and much colder air. We're going to talk about that cool down in just a few minutes.
All right. It is day 6 underway in the trial of former Palm Beach Gardens police officer Nouman Raja, and his defense team called an expert witness, a forensic consultant, to give some perspective on the crime scene. The witness told jurors he reviewed all of the documents and reports on the case, and he says investigators never did a specific search for blood to figure out Corey Jones's path after he was shot by Raja. Prosecutor Brian Fernandez cross-examined the witness and asked him if specific chemical tests for blood would have changed anything.
You're not even coming close to trying to tell this jury that in an event that took less than 30 seconds, the mere existence of blood on one place, you can say it happened exactly at this second of the interaction.
No, I said that the presence of blood wouldn't tell you that it occurred right there. That with relation to these gunshot wounds, it may be a short period of time before blood starts to fall.
Raja's defense lawyers are expected to wrap up testimony today, and closing arguments will begin tomorrow morning. Well, today the Broward County School Board will vote on whether to fire Superintendent Robert Runcie. Some criticize the superintendent for his response after the Parkland school shooting. A school board member who lost her daughter is leading this vote. Governor DeSantis has hinted he wants to remove Runcie but can't.
Well, this morning there are security changes at the VA Medical Center in Riviera Beach after last week's shooting. The center is now closing 3 entrances on weekends and after regular business hours. An off-duty officer will be stationed at the gate, checking everyone who wants to come in. Patients and employees will only be able to get through if they have a valid ID.
I think it's a good implementation to calm the fears of the patients and to kind of soothe things out with the employees and to help the employees with their fear. Ultimately, it's the safety of the doctors, the nurses, the clerks, and everybody else working there too.
VA also plans to install a guardhouse at one entrance.
Well, it is estimated that some 20 veterans take their own lives every single day. And this afternoon, President Donald Trump will sign an executive order that aims to curb veteran suicide. The initiative will include new local outreach grants and will expand federal research and prevention efforts. 70% of vets who take their own lives have little or no contact with the federal system, which makes those local programs incredibly vital. If you're a veteran facing emotionally tough times, you can call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255 and press 1 for a VA staffer.
Well, it looks like President Trump is coming back to town. The FAA issued a VIP movement notification for Palm Beach from Friday through Sunday. This suggests the president will be spending the weekend at Mar-a-Lago. The president is expected to be at a fundraiser for Trump Victory in the Republican National Committee this Sunday.
Today, we expect to hear from people in St. Lucie County about a specific type of brain cancer. A new state health department report says the number of cases recorded in nearly 20 years is slightly higher than expected, but not significant. But state officials say they do not have an exact number for what would be considered a high rate. Some people worry their water could be contaminated and that it could be the cause of the glioblastoma cases. Locals are expected to speak at a news conference this afternoon at Big Apple Pizza in Fort Pierce, and we will be there to bring you updates.
The food is safe. That's the message coming from Lakewood Park Elementary after students reported feeling sick last week. The school district is assuring parents there was no food issue. It also says crews deep cleaned the school while investigating. At this point, it's not clear exactly what caused the illness.
The city of Fort Pierce is one step closer to finding a solution to recent violence. 18 people died in just the past 9 weeks. Last night, commissioners met to focus on stopping future violence. The police chief says improvements start with better officer pay and fixing broken equipment. Commissioner Reggie Sessions believes technology like ShotSpotter could make all the difference.
At least I attempted to call this meeting because of the phone calls that I was getting and experiencing myself with gunshots over and over and over again.
The mayor is now asking to hold a special workshop for elected leaders to review the police department's future budget.
More parents across the country are not vaccinating their children, claiming the shot causes autism. Now an extensive study is weighing in on the controversial claim.
And a profound look into a gene mutation that puts both women and men at risk of developing cancer. We have the author in studio up next.
And here's a high-five look over West Palm Beach right now. After the break, we'll have another check on Katya's forecast. Stay with us.
Next, Pickler and Beth. This country music couple made a split decision.
I'm gonna make it my mission to find her forever home. He was the one who was like, we'll do it.
We can all do our part.
See their amazing journey to parenthood. Then, a mini future supermodel gives a runway masterclass.
Face, go, face.
Plus, the mentalist is mixing things up. You literally won't believe your eyes. And
it takes the fear out of meal prep.
Buy 4 ingredients, eat all week.
Florida Attorney General Ashley Moody is introducing a brand new team to keep you and your money safe. Her goal is to bring attorneys and investigators together to help protect the older population from scammers. With more than 5 million seniors in the Sunshine State, Moody says this is a priority. This is the first in a week-long campaign to celebrate National Consumer Protection Week. The Attorney General's office will announce other campaigns throughout the week. Its eyes on underage tobacco sales. Yesterday, it called out 15 retailers that are accused of selling to minors. The FDA says Walgreens is the worst offender. 22% of its inspection locations were caught breaking the law. Walmart, Kroger, and 7-Eleven were among other retailers cited for the underage tobacco sales. And parents, you'll want to hear about a brand new study out this morning. It found there is no link between the MMR vaccine and autism. Researchers tracked all children born in Denmark between 1999 and 2010. They found the measles, mumps, rubella vaccine did not increase the risk of autism or trigger autism in susceptible children. The vaccine also posed no risk for children whose siblings had autism.
All right, we have somebody very special with us today, not just because she is the wife of our very own WPTV's John Shainman, but because she's providing support and education for patients with hereditary cancer syndromes. Amy Beyer-Shainman is joining us with her new book, Resurrection. Lily, thank you for joining us and congrats.
Thank you.
On the new book. So tell us about the book and why you decided to write it.
Well, It's basically a story of inheritance and intuition of what manifests, surfaces in your body and spirit when you're linked by DNA. And it's really my story along with the science and education from top experts in cancer genetics, my physicians, alongside each other in the book. I wanted to paint a, really round portrait of what it feels like to carry BRCA and what it means.
Some people know it as the BRCA gene or BRCA.
Right.
So what is that exactly?
Well, BRCA is basically, we all have BRCA genes.
Right.
Or BRCA genes. And they're tumor suppressing genes. So basically, in the simplest terms, we're all born with one from our mother, one from our father, but sometimes you can inherit a mutated one. For example, I inherited a mutated one from my father. And that basically increases your cancer risk.
Yeah, so it's something you can get tested for actually right now, all the advancements. But, you know, you've spoken very passionately in your book about the importance of genetic counseling with genetic testing.
Yes, I mean, there's so many direct-to-consumer genetic tests on the market, and it really, I mean, to make a long story short, it's really in the best interest of your health not to go that route in terms of genetics and cancer risk. It's in your best interest to meet with a certified genetic counselor, or at least speak to one who can assess you properly, order the correct gene panels, and then interpret those and what those mean for you particularly.
Absolutely. You say also, you mentioned your intuition, that inner voice. That is such an important thing to listen to when it comes to your health.
Yes, it's really, and moms have it, we all know that, and women have it, and you really do have to listen to it because it does guide you, and that's really an important part that I try to stress in the book. Be your own advocate, listen to your intuition.
Yeah, definitely. Talk to me about this, because people, you know, we want to trust our physicians. Is it okay to push back sometimes?
Oh, you have to push back.
Okay.
Well, you know, physicians are human. They're people too. And I think sometimes in the patient-physician relationship, you forget that and you sort of take what they say as everything and that's the last word. Which you should listen to their advice, I'm not saying that, but listen to that intuition again and push back, especially when it comes to cancer genetic testing. Push back, ask for a referral to a genetic counselor. You know, most primary care physicians are not trained in genetics, you know, as experts in medical genetics. So it's really important to have that expert on board with you.
Yes, definitely. And you say everybody's experience with hereditary issues, all of this, everybody's a little different.
Right. And like for me, when I found out I carried the BRCA gene, I opted to have preventative surgeries. But it's not the path that everyone takes, and that's okay. You know, there are other options to reduce cancer risk. But what I like to stress is really get the education, get the information, go to the right experts so that you, in turn, can make the best healthcare decisions for yourself.
Right. Now you have a book signing coming up.
It's
this Friday. Tell us about that. Royal Palm Beach Bookstore, huh?
It's actually the Palm Beach Bookstore. It's on Royal Poinciana Way in Palm Beach. That's okay.
It's a great location.
Yes, very excited. It's from 5:30 to 6:30. I will be there signing books. So please come by and get your copy. And I would love to meet you, say hello. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to talk to you. And
yeah,
I'd love to see you there.
Very good. Well, thank you for sharing your story, your intimate journey, and also congratulations on that book.
Thank you.
That's a lot of work. All right, let's get a check of that weather now. Katya Hall has that for us.
Okay, thank you. And we have a cold front that's making its way through the area, and that's going to cool things down as we head into tonight, especially by tomorrow morning. As you're stepping out the door, you're definitely going to feel that cooler air filtering on in. This is a live look right now at Stewart, that front pushing through this area, and clouds are on the increase. These clouds will continue to push throughout the day. We could even squeeze some rain out of these clouds. I'll show you that in just a second. Here's a look at winds right now. Definitely breezy along the coast. These winds continuing to pick up out of the northwest to about 10 to 20 miles per hour throughout the day. Then by tomorrow, winds cranking up to about 15 to 25 miles per hour with possible gusts up to 30. With those winds cranking up, it's going to feel a little bit cooler than it actually is heading into tomorrow. Here's a look at that front continuing to push through the area. Looks like it's making its way through Indiantown. Again, behind this front, feeling nice cooler air. Also could pick up on some rain. So here's a look at that Fibercast model, and this is around 12:30 today. Within the next hour and a half or so, looks like some rain could be pushing into Palm Beach County near Indiantown. Also some heavier rain into Boca Raton and Boynton Beach around 2 o'clock today. Scattered showers as we head into your drive home tonight. Also around dinner time, could see that rain continuing with everything clearing out of here by about midnight tonight as that front pushes on through. Again, behind this front, we're going to feel some dry air set in place. So while we have a 40% chance for rain today, Rain chances go down to 0% by Wednesday and Thursday, and then starting to go up by Friday and Saturday, back to 20%. So your highs for today in the mid to upper 70s, about 10 degrees cooler than what we felt yesterday. That rain chance at 40%. Winds out of the northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Then as we head into tonight, that's when we'll really see that cool air filter on in. So 51 degrees waking up tomorrow morning in Vero Beach. Stuart, for you tomorrow morning, 52 degrees, 52 in Jupiter. It's going to be a cold night with some patchy fog out there. Tomorrow afternoon, these are your highs. This is as warm as we're going to get. We're talking mid to upper 60s with temperatures looking pretty cool into the next couple of days. But then as we make our way into the weekend, things start to warm up. So 79 degrees for this afternoon. Temperatures dropping the upper 60s by your Wednesday, low 70s by Thursday. That rain chance drops down to 0% into the middle of the week, and then we'll warm things back up and rain chances start to go up back up as well into the weekend.
Thanks so much, Katya. Well, we're going to take a live look right now from New Orleans at Bourbon Street. Check that out. One of the parades going on there. Would you believe it is 38 degrees there right now? So people definitely having to bundle up to watch all of the parades that are going through the city right now. It is Fat Tuesday, and thousands of people travel there for a good time. Tomorrow marks the beginning of Lent, which leads up to Easter. Some Christians fast during Lent, thus the Fat Tuesday reference. But some good news. While rain affected some parades on Sunday, the weather is expected to be cold but sunny today.
Well, back locally, you can help give back to kids in our area today. The Boynton Beach Police Department is hosting its quarter auction, so you can try your luck with raffles, buy bidding paddles for $2. All the money benefits Boynton Beach Shop with a Cop. The auction starts at 7 tonight. It's happening at the Fraternal Order of Police Lounge right off of Minor Road.
Well, still to come, remembering Luke Perry.
Yeah, we are raising awareness about the signs and symptoms of a stroke after the actor's untimely death. Covering Riviera Beach, you might notice a change when you deal with the city police department. Morale is reportedly a little higher. Last year, Contact 5 first told you officers reported low morale. They blamed it on then Police Chief Terrence Williams. Officers took a vote of no confidence against him, and Williams retired a year ago. Well, officers tell us things are much better under Acting Chief Michael Madden.
Things are looking good. I mean, people are happy now.
They're just more active in the community, and that has a dramatic impact.
Well, the department will get a permanent chief when the city gets a new city manager, and that will happen sometime after next week's election. Are you struggling to find an affordable home in the area? If so, you're not alone. Down payment and closing costs are stopping folks from having the American dream. It's especially true in Palm Beach County, where housing prices are sky high.
I think we are in a affordable house crisis in Palm Beach County. The median sales price is about $350,000. So people who makes between $60,000 and $90,000, they're still not able to buy a house if they don't get assistance.
Community Partners of South Florida and the Riviera Beach CRA are holding a housing fair to help future home buyers. They're also giving some financial assistance to those who can't afford their dream home. It's happening at the Riviera Beach Marina right now until 3 p.m. Well, if you or someone in your family is living with diabetes, there soon could be a way to get insulin for half of the price. Eli Lilly is selling generic versions of its rapid-acting insulin Humalog for less than $140 a vial. The move comes after concern about rising drug prices.
Well, the world was stunned to learn 90s heartthrob of Beverly Hills 90210 Luke Perry died after suffering a massive stroke. And joining us to talk about the signs and symptoms of a stroke is Dr. Daniel Cantor from FAU's Neurology Medicine program. Welcome, doctor.
Thank you so much.
First of all, to kind of, I guess, explain the basics, what is a stroke? What happens in the body?
So a stroke, there's really two types of stroke. There's the most common type where 87% of people have it, and it's called an ischemic stroke. It's sort of like a heart attack. We call it a brain attack. Not enough blood flow gets to the brain, and that can cause damage and cause lots of symptoms. 13% of people have what we call a hemorrhagic stroke. That's basically a bleed into the brain, and that can be from trauma, it can be from high blood pressure. There are other causes as well.
Now, what causes stroke, and what do you think could have caused it in someone like Perry, who was just 52 years old?
It turns out that the American Academy of Neurology did a study, and 15% of people are actually adolescents, young adults, and even into their middle ages. So strokes don't only affect people who are older, and 52 certainly is young. There's lots of reasons why he could have had a stroke. I think the first question is going to be whether he had an ischemic stroke or a hemorrhagic stroke. But things that can lead to strokes are things like having high blood pressure, things like working in industries where there's a lot of pressure, industries like you're in, and things like too much body weight, things like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, not exercising enough, the things that we eat. And then there's other things that you can't control. Whether you were born a man or a woman, that's going to affect it. Men have more strokes than women. And things like your age, you can't control your age. As beautiful as you can look, you can't actually change how old you are.
So it obviously does not seem to discriminate on really any age, any person.
It doesn't discriminate, except if you look across the United States, there's 140,000 people who die of stroke every year. And the Southeast, where we live right now, is really the stroke belt. There's a lot of stroke where we live.
So what can people know as far as the signs and symptoms of a stroke that people can write down right now, just in case?
To try to make it easy for everyone to remember, we came up with an acronym, and it's called FAST. And the idea is, if there's a problem with the face, you ask a person, well, smile. And if it looks droopy on one side, then you might say to them, lift up your arms. And if one arm droops more, and then speech for S. Are they having slurred speech? Are they mumbling? What's going on with that? And then time. As fast as possible, call 911. Don't try to solve this yourself. This is not like fixing a car or doing something else. If someone's having a stroke, there are things we can do to really bust that clot and bust that stroke and really save your life.
So following that list fast, that's a really helpful way of keeping up with that. Now, there is a new UCLA study that suggests having extra body fat may be linked to having an increased chance of surviving a stroke. Is that the case?
There actually is a new study, and what it shows is actually what we call an obesity paradox. Because on the one hand, we're saying that things like gaining too much weight are actually risk factors, but it turned out when you looked at people, whether they were underweight, normal weight, overweight, or obese, people who are obese, they survive more. But there's some interesting things that people should know about the study. Firstly, it's one study, and in medicine we like to see that a lot, replicate in larger numbers. Also, if you look at it, the researchers controlled for things like high blood pressure, high cholesterol. So they basically took away those issues. So if you're a person who's obese, but you don't have high blood pressure and high cholesterol, maybe there's something else protective in your body, or maybe the obesity itself. Fat storage does have nutritional reserve, but that does not mean go gain weight in order to prevent stroke, because the weight itself is actually a risk factor. I think the message, and especially the message for young people, especially young girls, is be at a healthy weight. Don't be too much, but don't be too little. Because underweight, they didn't have enough body reserve to be able to prevent a stroke.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kantor. I appreciate you taking your time. Ashley?
Great information there. And happening right now, Governor Ron DeSantis is delivering his first State of the State address. He's expected to lay out his vision for Florida. So let's take a moment and listen in.
Mr. President, Mr. Speaker, members of the House and Senate, fellow cabinet members, and justices of the Supreme Court. Mindful of the economic opportunities that lie before us, understanding the environmental challenges that require our attention, and conscious of our obligations to education and public safety, I consider myself blessed to stand before you at this particular moment in our history as Florida's 46th governor. To each and every one of you, I'm grateful for your willingness to serve. I'm also proud of the accomplishments of our state and its citizens. And I'm optimistic that this legislative session provides us with a unique opportunity to advance needed reforms in a variety of different areas that will strengthen our state and benefit the people now and in the future. And having spent 3 terms in a different legislature, a prison that I call the U.S. House of Representatives, it's quite a privilege to actually be able to work with a legislative body that has demonstrated the ability to get things done and to lead. And I know because I've already seen it firsthand. 2 years ago, the legislature here unanimously passed a resolution acknowledging and apologizing for gross injustices perpetrated in the middle of the last century against 4 African-American men, Charles Greenlee, Walter Irvin, Samuel Shepard, and Ernest Thomas, also known as the Groveland Four. The resolution requested that the governor review the cases and issue pardons for these men. Upon taking office, I took action. Joined by our cabinet members, I approved pardons for all 4 men a few days into my term. It is never too late to do the right thing. Now in the gallery today is Carol Greenlee, the daughter of Charles Greenlee, if she stands and recognized. Now her father passed away in 2012, but I hope that he, as well as the rest of the Groveland Four, is looking down with some satisfaction that justice, however imperfect, eventually prevailed, and that we here today are united in insisting that the constitutional protections central to a free society are honored for all of our citizens.
All right, we want to jump right back out of that live broadcast, but you can watch the full State of the State address. It's happening right now on our website, WPTV.com, and also through our free WPTV mobile app and Facebook page. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Today on 5 at 11.
Now again, another check of that forecast with Storm Team 5 meteorologist Katia Hall. How are things shaping up?
Looking pretty good. We're seeing some clouds push on through. More clouds will continue to filter in throughout the day. We also have that chance for rain. And Alana, you were saying this morning it was pretty chilly out near Fort Pierce.
In Fort Pierce.
It's going to be even colder tomorrow. So you better bundle up if you thought this morning was cold. Here's a live look right now at the Jupiter Inlet webcam. You can see those clouds pushing on through. Temperatures outside right now in the low 80s, winds out of southwest at 10 miles per hour, and those winds will continue to pick up throughout the day. They'll get even stronger for tomorrow. We are starting to see some rain push into our neck of the woods, heading into Sebastian right there, just to the north of Indian River County. And as I mentioned, we do have that 40% chance for some rain today. So here's a look at that hour by hour forecast for you. A 30% chance for rain by the 2 o'clock hour, and those chances go up to 40% by 4, 5, 6 o'clock tonight, dropping down to 30% by 8 o'clock, and then just a 10% chance for rain by 10 o'clock tonight. After midnight, those rain chances drop down to 0 as drier air sets in place. Today's high temperature not bad in the upper 70s to low 80s. Tonight, we're going to cool down into the low 50s. So this is what it's going to look like as you're waking up tomorrow morning. Bundle up before you head out the door as you're heading off to work tomorrow. Upper 60s as a daytime high tomorrow. A little bit of a wind chill tomorrow as well. We'll talk more about that in just a few minutes.
Katya? Well, new footage now shows a man throwing Molotov cocktails at his own car. Take a look at this. It happened in Orange County, and according to arrest documents, the man's car was inside an impound lot. He was supposed to pick it up, but Sanford deputies say he set it on fire instead. Oof. Now, fortunately, the lot's owner was able to put the fire out before it got serious. And the car's owner, well, he's under arrest. So far this morning, no word on why he started the fire.
Purdue Pharma, the maker of the well-known painkiller OxyContin, is exploring possible bankruptcy. Purdue faces more than 1,600 lawsuits accused of contributing to the opioid crisis. They're filed by individuals, hospitals, and 27 states. If Purdue does file bankruptcy, it would put a hold on all litigation and allow the company to negotiate claims with a bankruptcy judge. That could potentially cut out people hoping for compensation.
Bottom line here is they're saying they don't want to have to pay to clean up their mess. We're going to fight to make sure that they do.
Statement: Purdue would not comment on its financial or legal strategy.
Well, Facebook is under fire over its newest feature. It allows you to search people by their phone number, and apparently users cannot opt out of it. Most Facebook users gave their number for two-factor authentication. The company reportedly used those numbers for their search function without permission. So what can you do? Is go to your settings and limit who you can find through your number.
Do you want to fly for free? How about for a whole year? There is just one catch. You have to delete every one of your Instagram posts. 3 lucky winners who are willing to go rogue on social media will be able to fly across North America, Central America, and some locations in the Caribbean. Winners only have to pay taxes and fees. You can check it out on WPTV.com.
We'll have to sign up for that.
Yeah.
Well, still ahead, if free flights are not your thing, how about some free money? We'll tell you how to collect your unclaimed funds from St. Lucie County.
And the desperate search for a missing stuffed animal that is irreplaceable. How you can help right after the break. Well, tonight you're invited to a meeting about improvements in Jupiter. The town council will vote to award a contract for Indiantown Road upgrades. And this is an area that's right from US 1 to A1A. They would also decide to improve the Love Street parking lot. And this meeting is at 7 o'clock at Jupiter Town Hall.
Well, covering St. Lucie County now, here's a story you'll want to hear about because it could put more money in your pocket. The county owes hundreds of people and companies more than $750,000. If you've done any business with St. Lucie County since 2009, or if you've been in court, you should check to see if you're owed money. You have until the end of the month. We posted all of that information to help you out on WPTV.com. Well, this story is getting a lot of attention online right now. A family is on a desperate hunt to find this pink teddy bear.
A 2-year-old girl calls it Sissy after her younger sister Layla, who died last year. The bear has taken on extreme sentimental value. She carries it everywhere. She had it with her Saturday at Busch Gardens Tampa Bay before losing it. Staff says they're doing everything they can to find it. The girl's father hopes someone picked it up and took it home and has the heart to give it back.
I know to you it's probably just a bear, but to us it's more than just a bear. It's my daughter, Layla.
Well, if you happen to be there this weekend and found it, please call Busch Gardens. You can also share the story from our WPTV Facebook page to help get that bear back home.
Well, coming up, a change of season means a change in skincare.
We are talking beauty news, and the hottest spring products are straight ahead.
Well, it already kind of felt like it, but the first day of spring is right around the corner, and there's no better time than the present to start prepping your complexion for the impending sun and heavy humidity. So joining me now is beauty blogger and my fellow Filipina, Angela Cruz, joining us. I did. Joining us today. I have known her for many years, and she is a beauty guru. Yay. So tell us, what do we need to know about when it comes to protecting our skin from the new season coming up?
Got it. Okay, there's a lot of products, and I am so excited to do this segment with you today, so special shout out to Alana. So I wanted to start with this particular product because I felt if there was one thing that people could take away, the #1 dermatologist recommended tip for anti-aging is to use sunscreen. And in particular, Ocean Potion, they feature non-chemical, the chemicals that are, they do not feature the chemicals that are harmful to the coral reefs.
Yes,
so I felt like it was especially important for everybody to see. Ocean Potion SPF 30, they also have beneficial ingredients from the sea like seaweed, algae extracts, and deep sea minerals with antioxidant vitamins, and so much protection for water resistant, especially if you go to the beach. It's a perfect option.
Yes, so anti-wrinkles, we need to have some sunscreen. So
Cold
hydration, that's the next thing.
Right. Okay, so I wanted to talk about hyaluronic acid, and people who follow like skincare regimens are really into the HA. So Dr. Steiger, and that is a recommended plastic surgeon, a facial plastic surgeon in Boca Raton. He has his own line that he has created, and he has Pure HA, which is this product here, and it is hyaluronic acid, which is super hydrating for all skin types. And I feel like it's this weightless, thirst-quenching serum. It softens lines and wrinkles. And then for me, as a busy mom, I recommend this product. This is their Defense Balm. It's got SPF 30. It's a 3-in-1 product because it's got your primer, it's got your SPF, and it also has your BB cream. So if you're like me, busy, just want to do one product for your face, put that on, run out the door, you're good for the day.
That's it. Next up, we've got a mermaid elixir.
Yes, I guess back to the ocean theme. This is by Alina Organics, and it's got phyto ingredients, and they are certified organic. And so I like this because it's got marine collagen to make your skin look and feel smooth and nourished. It's also got seawater pearls that can help brighten and smooth out your complexion. So mermaid elixir, look at this fun packaging. too.
I know, I love that. So we've also got some sheet masks.
Yes. Okay, I know
Korean Beauty.
Yes, girl, I knew you get excited.
I do have tried to dabble in it a little bit, but talk about this one.
You know, people talk about K-pop. Don't forget K-Beauty. So this is straight from Seoul. This is the VitaBrid Dual Sheet Mask. It's the age-defying and firming formula, and it's got increased collagen, replacing your moisture barrier, and it's also going to overall improve your complexion with softer, smoother, more hydrated skin. And so if you do the sheet mask, it's really fast. You just leave it on, take it off, and your skin looks better.
Retinol. That's another big thing. You've got all the products
I know,
over here,
We're
girl.
running through.
I love it.
So Ellen Lange's, this is the retexturizing peel. So if you don't want to go to the med spa and you just want to do an at-home treatment, this is such a great option because it's 3 steps. And so it's basically prep, pad, and peel, and it gives you transdermal delivery, accelerating collagen regeneration, and dermal cell production. A bunch of fancy words, but all I can say is I have friends who have tried this and they were like, this was really fun and easy. So don't be intimidated by the multi-step process. It's super quick.
Now, is this one called the Liquid Botox?
So that's actually getting to another product, but this is the Powerful Retin Oil by Institutum, and I swear by skin oils. I feel that especially ladies who are like oily skin like I am, do not be afraid of the oil because they are so good for anti-aging. This one in particular has algae, bakuchi oil, and Grand Active Retin Oil. Again, a bunch of fancy words, but all you have to remember, it's going to combat uneven skin tone and texture and fight wrinkles and discoloration environmental factors.
Yeah.
So love the oils.
Of course.
They're
I know
good.
before we run out of time,
Sure.
springtime, that humidity really starts coming back here in Florida. We got to talk about deodorant.
So deodorant, I wanted to include this because the Herb
Yes.
Nurse is a lady from Tequesta. She is a registered nurse, and basically she has come up with a line of non-toxic vegan ingredients. This one I swear by because, you know, I had a baby, so I wanted to do non-toxic ingredients. So I love this. I'm going to quickly say so we don't run out of time. I have 3 other products. You can go to the As Seen On section on WPTV so you can find out what else we have very quickly. We've got MZ Skin Brighten and Perfect 10% Vitamin C Corrective Serum, ultra targeted. We also have the Liquid Botox, as you mentioned, the XO8 Cosmeceuticals Placenta Stem Cell products. They have a lip mask. They also have an eye mask. They have that serum right there. Last but not least, we have from dermstore.com, their Beauty Fix box was a beauty subscription box with a ton of skincare products as well as other hair care products.
So if you're too lazy to pick out all of this
Just
stuff
go to the
on your
website.
own,
I've got you.
They'll do it for you. I love stuff like that. I love these beauty boxes.
And I'm so glad we got to do this segment together.
I know. So thanks so much, Angela.
Thank you.
Again, if you want some more information on these items, there's so many things for your spring skincare routine. Just go to our As Seen On 5 section on our website.
Okay, and here's one thing. Don't let those clouds deceive you because you can still get a sunburn even when it's cloudy outside. So keep that in mind. We've got a cold front making its way through the state, and you can see lots of cool air filtering in behind this cold front. Here's a look at temperatures compared to 24 hours ago. In Orlando, already passed through that area, 28 degrees cooler than 24 hours ago. Tampa, 21 degrees cooler. Melbourne, 22 degrees cooler. Here's what it looks like in our viewing area. That front continuing to make its way through. Looks like it's making its way through Fort Pierce right now, and you can see in that area temperatures are already 12 degrees cooler compared to what we felt 24 hours ago. So that cold front will continue to make its way through the state throughout the night, and that cold air continuing to filter in. Here's what it looks like in Fort Pierce right now, and get a look at that right there. Those people right down there, they have jackets on, so you can tell those temperatures are starting to cool off out there. We've got some clouds pushing on through. Those clouds will stick around throughout the day. Temperatures right now looking pretty good, especially along the Treasure Coast as that front continues to move through that area. Temperatures in the mid to low 70s right now, but that front hasn't moved into Palm Beach County yet, so those temperatures are still in the low 80s. Throughout the afternoon, though, as that front continues to make its way through the area, temperatures are going to start to cool down. So that cold air filtering in overnight. Here's a look at temperatures as you're waking up tomorrow morning, you're heading off to work. You're thinking, am I going to need a jacket? Yes, you're going to need a jacket before you head out the door. Temperatures to start the morning in the upper 40s near Port St. Lucie, Vero Beach, low 50s in Jupiter. Highs tomorrow, mid to upper 60s. That's as warm as we're going to get. These nice cool temperatures will stay with us for a couple of days, and then we're going to slowly warm things back up as we head into the weekend. Here's a look at that beach forecast. Afternoon rainfall possible. Boating forecast, also a moderate chop out there. 7-day forecast, 79 for today, 69 for your Wednesday, and just a slight chance for rain as we head into the weekend. We'll be right back.
Here are the 5 things we are following throughout your day. Right now, Governor Ron DeSantis is delivering his first State of the State address, laying out his vision for Florida. It includes education, healthcare, public safety, illegal immigration, and foreign affairs. The 2019 Florida legislative session gets underway today.
It's day 6 in the trial of former Palm Beach Gardens police officer Newman Raja. His defense team called a forensic consultant to give perspective of the crime scene. Raja's defense lawyers are expected to wrap up testimony today.
The West Palm Beach VA Medical Center in Riviera Beach has new security changes after last week's shooting. It's closing 3 entrances on weekends and after hours. An off-duty officer will also be stationed at the gate.
And we expect to hear from locals about a specific type of brain cancer known as glioblastoma. The Department of Health recorded about 60 cases on the Treasure Coast in nearly 20 years, and locals are holding a news conference in Fort Pierce.
And grab those beads. It's Fat Tuesday. Let's take a live look at Bourbon Street in New Orleans for the Mardi Gras festivities. So much fun and cooler than it is here, Katya.
Oh, yeah. They're dealing with some pretty chilly weather there. But waking up tomorrow morning, it's going to be pretty cold as well. Low 50s both Wednesday morning and Thursday morning, and highs tomorrow only reaching the upper 60s.
For Florida standards, we'll have to bundle up.
I know. I definitely will, because I get cold and
me too.
All right. Thanks so much for joining us. And you can join us this afternoon at 4 o'clock or just download our free WPTV app to stay in touch.